Oh, shit. It's unintentional. Hello, darlings. Hello, hello. Oh. Okay, that's where that is. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. How do we do? It's been a day. It's been a day. In a good way, but it's been a day. So. Get my coffee heated up. So I had an interview today. It was a very short one. Not like super uber short, but like it was a very short one, but that's the style of it. But honestly, it kind of boosted the confidence a bit. And yeah, I definitely need to apply to places that are something more that I want. Cause yeah. And so much stuff going on. Okay, so I have a move date. I am doing my best to be as optimistic about it as humanly possible. So moving forward. Okay. Let's see if I can do this and not injure myself. Hello, hello, hello. So, mild optimism. Hello, darlings. Okay. I'm gonna sit down. I got a lot done. A lot of wheels set in motion. So now I know a bit more what's going on and whatnot. And I need to change this music. What in the dwarves hiking across the outback? There we go. Hello, darlings. Right. I just needed that little bit of a boost. Oh, no, we're just sipping on coffee. I had a grilled cheese a little bit earlier. Stumbled on the most wonderful idea. I did a Monterey Jack. Hey! Did a Monterey Jack with some of the cranberry goat cheese. And then grilled that up. So good. So fucking... You had that wonderful melty gooey, but then you also had like the really soft and creamy and like tangy tart from the goat cheese and a little bit of the cranberries. It was super good. I was like, okay, this worked. Oh, I'm doing okay. Tired. I got a lot done. I got a bunch of pictures taken for stuff that needs to go on sale, so I'm going to be listing it tonight. Trying to get as much moved out. I have a move date. Looks like we were able to secure the room. Just, I'm, you know, crossing fingers, taking everything one step at a time. But yeah, we've got, at the very least, we have a move out of here date. So, I'm okay with that. Yes, yes, goats make milk. As do sheep. Well, I mean, pretty much any mammal, but like, yeah, like, the ones that produce in excess, I should say, or the ones that they've at least experimented with, making into other things. Hey, how's everybody doing? I have my cards tonight, so if anybody needs tarot card reading, by all means, feel free to ask. We can do that. But yeah. Oh yeah, goat's cheese. Chèvre is fantastic. Absolutely adore it. It's very, it's creamy when warm. It's kind of tangy, almost like yogurt. It has a really lovely flavor to it. And it works well with other cheeses. What the fuck? Oh. I put that inside of something. Of course that's not going to work. Okay, pardon as I get y'all up a little bit further. There we go. So yeah, no corset per se tonight. I'm going to be taking... Nah, just more sanguine. So, I'm going to be taking a mental health day tomorrow just so I can get some paperwork put together and hammered out and make sure that I've got stuff, you know, posted for sale, see how much I can get moved before all that. I will be back on Thursday, right? Fair. I mean, fair. I was like, oh, shit, I forgot to... But of course, you know, I will do, you know, when I'm doing cards. There's never a problem with that. Never discuss doctrine with Protestants. Did we get a random Christian, or am I missing the joke in the quip? Right. I'm not sure if we have found the place, but we've got a much clearer line of sight for what I need to do. So yeah. Oh my god, yes. I would say like Trader Joe's, or if you have like just if you're in a fancy place like Gleason's, or Pavilions, or Whole Foods if you absolutely must. Hey, hi Tyler. How's everybody doing tonight? Right. And if nothing else, having a move out date gives me a timeline. When I have a timeline to kind of adhere to, especially if I didn't set it for myself, it's a lot easier. I don't know why, but if somebody else sets my timeline for me, I have to stick to it. So it makes it a lot easier to get things done. Oh. 6 sucks. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, of course. Having a little something to eat, something to drink, all that kind of good stuff. But also in these winter months, these fall months where you're not getting nearly as much sunlight, make sure you've got enough vitamin D. Vitamin D, calcium, your trace minerals are actually even more important. Ooh, butter noodles. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a butter noodle. Do you have tomatoes, maybe, to go with the noodles? This is not the new place, this is the old place. The new place, end of the month. End of the month is what we are now aiming for. And trust me, you will see as much of that process as I can do. Just right now, I gotta clear, which means at times I have to focus by just having music in the background. And I love you all too much to, like, not pay attention. Sometimes to my detriment. I have to pay attention because for me it would be rude to do otherwise. Right? Oh my god, so much goes into moving, into getting everything, like, and this is the first time I've been the person on the lease in charge of everything. So like I've got to figure out stuff like, okay, I've got to pay off all my final bills, so I'm definitely making a push. If anybody wants to grab some artwork or donate directly, feel free to hit those links in Lio. I've always got my tarot cards on me when I'm live, so if you need a read, let's do this. I'm putting it all towards getting myself moved and getting rent together for the new place, which will be about half of what I am currently spending. And yeah, that's gonna be helpful. Ooh. Add the tomato sauce, not the whole thing, but add just a couple of spoonfuls of tomato sauce to your butter dish. It will give you a little bit of acidity, a little bit of extra brightness, extra tartness, and then the butter itself will help to like mellow it and make it feel a bit more rich. Plus, putting in a little bit of that tomato adds some more nutritional value to what you're eating. So you get a little bit more vitamins, you get a touch of fiber, you're getting some trace minerals and whatnot, and that'll help your system function better. Things that I have to keep telling myself, because I tell you right now, butter and rice cakes, taste fantastic. Love the texture. Zero major nutritional value. It's got carbs. That's about it. You know, it's missing some of the other stuff. So it's not the original studio apartment that I was hoping to get. This would be a different place. I am trying to be mildly optimistic without being super optimistic. We've also got plan C ready and loaded just in case on that. But yeah. Ooh, chicken Caesar salad. Fuck yeah. That stuff is good. Yeah, my meals always come out as a yes and kind of thing. It's like, okay, this is what I feel like. Okay, yes, and. Well, I guess I could add this. Yes, and. So I hopefully get at least like 2 extra ingredients in, you know? Oh, don't worry. It's so convoluted, I'm having trouble following the damn scheme of things. Because at first I thought that I was going to be moving all of my non-essential items out this weekend. And then I'm like, okay, so wait, if this is the new move date, what are we doing with this weekend? And they're like, nothing. We're not going to do the thing because the big truck is indisposed this weekend, but they can do it the next weekend when the move is. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, because I'm like, oh god, I don't know if I want to do back-to-back, moving. That would really stress my system out, just that, ugh. And they're like, no, just keep selling everything that you can. We'll move everything on the move day. That's not a worry. It was just the larger truck that we were going to be able to get was going to be indisposed. I'm like, okay, that helps calm me down. That gives me a little bit more time to refine and whatnot, and we can go from there. So yeah. Oh, that's the refrigerator. This is the automatic water dispenser, ice cube dispenser that does not work and has never worked as long as I've been here. Luckily, I mean, I prefer bottled water. I have very oddly sensitive tastes for the most part. And refrigerator water never tastes right to me. Never, ever tastes right to me. Just like, no, thank you. So yeah, I've got to go through and I've got he was really nice. He's like, okay, do we need to get you any more boxes for moving? that kind of stuff, getting everything packaged up. And I'm like, yeah, if I got about this many more of this size box, I should be able to wrap up everything. I think a good portion of this stuff, if I don't get it moved along by the end move date, I'm probably going to end up donating to a local thrift store that I really trust and love. So, yeah. Right? Fridge water, it's not even that it tastes like more chlorinated, but it always tastes kind of like it's been run through a freezer cycle. It tastes a little off, little stale. Yeah, just it doesn't taste right at all. And like even the ice cubes don't quite taste right. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll make my own ice cubes. I'm okay with that. Just saying. But yos. So hopefully I can get some traction, get some stuff moved out, build up a little bumper. And when I get the damn deposit check back on this place, I am so going to get... I'm going to upgrade my phones because that is desperately needed. And I am definitely going to be getting a grommeting machine, like a professional grade grommeting machine, because of course it's neat to happen. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I can't seem to drink water unless it's a very particular, like, very cold temperature. Just, I know that, like, some machines, you run the water line and everything, but it still has to sit in there doing its thing. I wonder if there's, like, if you're, like, supposed to clean it every, like, 6 months to a year or something to that effect. I wonder if that's what's going on, is people don't know to clean it. Like, neither do I, but sudden hypothesis. But yeah, like, what if people just don't know to clean it, and because people aren't cleaning it, that's why it's got that weird, funky, stale taste, so... Like, I figured that they had internal filters, but maybe the internal filter needs to be changed out or cleaned out every now and again. Which, I mean, would make a certain amount of sense. Good hot coffee. I think I might try to make caramel mostly so I can add it to my coffee. I'm needing a little something more. Although now I do have vanilla bean paste, so... Ooh, spice cake. Spice cake sounds good. So, what's everybody up to? What shall we talk about? Okay. Yes, I have had a bottle of water today. I'm gonna go out and pick up more bottled water tomorrow. I only grabbed a couple of small ones because I was busy running other errands, but, well, I say small, but, So I drank one of those today. I've had a decent amount of coffee. I drank some vitamin C tea. Food, I had a grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, hey Damon, the exterminator came by today. Ooh, fuck yeah. Pecan pie is fucking, ooh, like a bourbon pecan pie. Oh, pecan pie. Oh, just, I like the ones where you can actually get that little bit of crisp along with, a decent amount of goo. I don't need it to swim in the goo. Just nice amount of goo, nice crisp layer of pecans, a little bit of sugar sprinkled over it, so it's got that little extra edge of crunch. That is peak. I love it that way. But yeah, this is me. What was I talking about? Food. Oh, I definitely had some charcuterie stuff, and then I also did a goat cheese Monterey Jack grilled cheese sandwich today, so I had a decent amount of food, and I know that I'm gonna have something healthy probably tonight. Yeah, I'm still deciding. I'm going through a texture thing right now, especially since I damaged my gum line. I'm going through a little bit of a texture thing right now, so it's like, do I want eggs? I'm like, okay, well, do I want rice? Do I want, Hey, how you doing? Oh, if anybody needs cards, they're $5 per. Just Blinks and Lio. Go through there. We've got a little bit of an update on the moving situation, so yeah. Hey, buddy. Da, da, da. Yes, they did. Somebody was finally able to get a hold of them, and so we're gonna cautiously proceed forward from there. So we shall see how that goes. And I had an interview today. It gave me a little bit more confidence. I definitely want to pursue other career choices. But it was, nice getting back into that rhythm of doing an interview and whatnot. So now I need to put in for some other places that I have even higher expectations for. So, yeah. Really? Good God. Rebounded from the bottom and hit me in the eye. Oh, yeah. Hello. Anything important on the astrology witchcraft calendar? I know Pluto's coming out swinging right now. Apparently a billionaire CEO, or was it CEO or like president of the dude who runs Mango, which apparently is a fast fashion in Spain, 500 feet off a cliff. Last full moon of the year was yesterday. Oh, damn it, I knew I was forgetting. Missed something. Shit. I'm so bad at keeping track on those dates. Just am. Oh, I'll probably have to get all my witchcraft stuff in order, all of my craft stuff in order. So much to do. Cold moon? Well, I mean, apropos. Definitely apropos. I have no idea what they are working on out there. So do we have any philosophical? Right. I'm just like, huh. Interesting. So far a house fire, a cliff, a submarine. That and Mangione is getting hit with charges, which I find absolutely wild. Absolutely frickin' wild. And all I can think is, oh, they are really, they do not understand they being like the government and very rich people do not understand what they are doing right now. Like they are poking a very pissed off bear. A very pissed off bear that just realized that they can break out of the trap. Just saying. I'm like, exactly. Elon Musk wore his child as a human shield head cover. Like, and that child looks so terrified too. That child looks so terrified. Because I think that kid knew. Because Daddy Dearest don't ever pay no attention to his kids other than to disown them when they have a mind of their own and their own personality. Like, I'm just saying. Honestly, something's not right with his health, if you ask me. There's a weird vibe when he's standing around. Just something not quite right with him. That part. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying. Between that and Brianna Boston. Like, they showed us that they can activate and do things with quickness the moment they think they're big money puppet masters. That hand is all the way up to the shoulder with most of them. You know, the moment something big happens with Mr. Money, oh, they can jump in, they can get everything done. Oh, thank you, Afro. I appreciate that. They can jump in, they can get everything done. When we need something. Oh no. Oh no. Like, and we're all seeing this. Like, we are all seeing this. And the way the mainstream media is simping. Like we can't see bold in the face what they are doing. It's like, what? Right. And it's not even, they don't even go, oh, thoughts and prayers. They're like, yeah, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and I wonder how we can capitalize off of thoughts and prayers. Like, are you fucking kidding me? We are all very tired. And here's the thing. If we went on a full general strike, we could hamper them so quickly. I think it's hubris. I think they are reaching peak hubris. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Always. I think they are reaching peak hubris, and when that happens, you get real careless. You get careless because you think you're immortal, that, anything that needs to be fixed, your money will fix it. I think it's just the hubris is really coming forward, and they're getting super sloppy, and half the time they're costing themselves their lives. It's not that we're not doing it. They're like falling off of cliffs and taking deep dives in soda cans to see where poor people lost their lives. Like, just... So no corset makeup tonight. I'm going to be taking a mental health day tomorrow. I did so much stuff today. I'm just, just tired. Yes. I just saw that come through. Thank you so much. I've done so much that I am quite tired, but I got a lot done today. Now, I will be back on Thursday. We can do tarot cards again that day as well, and I will probably be much more in the mood to put on a corset, do up the hair and the makeup and the everything. I just gotta get a lot of stuff handled, a lot of stuff scrambled. I don't know why I almost went into musical theater there. Yeah, today I'm just a little tired. Hey. And don't worry, she, her, they, them both are good and well. I also got signed up with a talent agency on here. That is the other reason I'm taking the mental health day, because I want to take a little time to actually explore them and see if there are things that I could be doing that would be helpful for getting my content out there by people who are, you know, actual professionals at this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Right? Every now and again, you gotta take a mental health day. And mental health doesn't even just mean that you're gonna, like, go out and pamper yourself or anything like that. But it does mean, like, you go, you take care of some stuff that is need to be done, and you're not worried about being, like, on a time clock to, you know, oh, I gotta clock in, go live, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. I'm hoping that this is the push that I need, the boost that I need. I'm not saying that we're going to be moving off of this platform, but maybe this will help get me a little bit more familiar with working with agencies and whatnot, so that if and when I switch over to another platform, maybe I can follow suit there as well. I know. But no, sometimes I only think of a mental health day as self-care, pamper. And I'm like, no, actually I don't need the pamper. I really need the day to get some work done without having to worry about, like, being on a time clock. And I've got a better idea of what needs to be done now. I've been waiting for the last several days for a couple of things to take place so that I have a better idea of what my timeline is supposed to look like. So I'm like, okay, now that I know what I'm gonna do and I've got the compunction, driving forward. Actually, maybe I can, I put myself down as a personality. But I'm like, I'm a personality, I'm a persona, but I should definitely come up with, like, topics. I need to be able to, like, pick and choose. Sorry. Oh, it was an interview for a job. It was an interview for a job. Kind of a behavioral tech field. It was good. It was helpful. But yeah, I definitely want to push towards stuff that's even more so in my line of what I want to do. So we should read. Emperor reverse, 7 of Swords, Justice reverse, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. This feels a little bit like a legal matter. Not the highest of courts, though. Emperor reverse. Emperor usually, like, sets laws, standards, regulations, boundaries, that kind of stuff. But in reverse, Either the boundary lines feel like overly strict, like there's so many rules, so many caveats, so many things that they're strangling themselves and they're breaking themselves apart. So it feels like rule of law is just slowly crumbling because the law is not a good thing. It's not strong and well figured out. It's just a lot of rules, some of them contradicting. Ugh. Too many rules, and they are just breaking under the weight. The Seven of Swords is kind of a thief in the night. And it is usually seen as somebody coming and collecting something that does not belong to them. Often taking your swords. And swords are often used as a suit of communication. This feels much more reputation driven. So it's almost like they're disarming your reputation, disarming your expertise, the things that you put stock in and that other people come to you for. Feels like somebody's just, chipping away. It's underhanded, to say the least. And and as if to prove my point, you have justice in reverse as well. Which feels like if HR is involved with this, HR is no help. None. So if this is like a work situation and you've been trying to get some resolution on it, you are definitely barking up the wrong tree for help. Unfortunately, it's not going to come from the places that it should. Because the places that are supposed to rule of law, arbiter of law, if they're already working hand in hand and you're just stuck in the middle of it, you're unfortunately the least powerful. Luckily, it's going to take a while, but look at moving forward, moving past, moving to other things. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say, any which way it goes, look towards the future. Do not look at the past, because it's going to be ugly. It's not going to work in your favor per se. Unfortunately, it's a losing game. But moving forwards gives me a little bit of hope, because forwards is Page of Wands, which is a suit of stability, and Page of Pentacles, which is rebuilding wealth and money. On both fronts, I know they look a little bit somber, a little bit harsh, but that's because both of them are very focused, concentrated. They're serious because they have a job to do and they do it well, which means they put a lot of foresight and effort into it. But the Page of Wands is going to help get you into new places, I always want to say new stabilities, new foundations. I think it leans more towards community rather than specifically housing kind of things. But yeah, like Page of Wands is going to get you introduced to a different community, a new set of people. If you need to do a cord cutting ceremony to move away from those things that are not nearly as healthy or good for you. The Page of Pentacles is going to introduce you to people who will show you new ways to rebuild internal wealth first. and the external wealth will come with. But yeah, it's going to be rough, it's going to be rocky, but you're going to meet new people who are going to help you reestablish who you are and help you rebuild who you are. And whoever this emperor is, just fuck him. Yeah. Ugh. I'm sorry you're going through this rough spot. There is a way forward, but yeah, it's not gonna be an easy road. Although honestly, if you got that many rules in a relationship, take it as a red flag that it is, and trust that they mean what they say, and they're only gonna add more to it. So yeah, you're welcome, darling. Hello, hello. Yeah, this is why I know, like, myself, especially, like, somebody would tell me, hey, I've got all these rules for you. Well. Hello, hello. Oh, hey, how you doing? I appreciate the gifting. Also, I really do appreciate the likes, the loves, the shares. It does help put me on the FYP. Thank you. Right. When people tell you how you're gonna dress, how you're gonna do your hair, your makeup, your nails, all that kind of stuff, like, I've seen a little bit about the plasmoids thing going around. It's something akin to ball lightning. It is. So everybody knows of the first 3 stages of matter, which are, gas, liquid, solid. There's a 4th state to matter called plasma, which is basically superheated, almost pure energy form. And at the very least, there is a theory that some plasmoids have sentience. But if nothing else, they are pure energy that can move through solid objects, which can make them very dangerous, hence what ball lightning is. But for the most part, we do not encounter them on ground level. But there is a theory that there have been more and more plasmoids showing up here because our sun has had a bunch of coronal incidences where there was material blown up, thrown out, expelled, and that we're just kind of in the pathway, so now we're seeing it pick up because of the coronal explosions that we've been having. So, sentience or not sentience, we're not quite wholly sure, but also the shape looks spheroid, but is actually more donut shape apparently, because it's traveling on an ellipse, but it's traveling at the speed of electricity, which is the speed of light, basically. So its orbital pattern around itself is creating the illusion that it is a sphere when what it is actually like a donut. That's what I got so far. Yeah, so because it looks more like a donut in reality, it means actual imaging or touching it is far more difficult because it doesn't actually sit and maintain in one place. That is just the visual effect, because we are not able to slow down the movement pattern enough to see which orbit it's actually taking. So Also, there's apparently some sort of phenomenon going on in the ocean that resembles a black hole. And we've only gently studied black holes from a distance. We still don't know exactly how they work or what they do. And a black hole and a wormhole could be related items. So there may be some sort of technology that allows you to use a wormhole or a black hole as a wormhole from one point to a different point in the universe. We're still learning whether or not the universe is a solid thing or a not solid thing. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There is so much going on, honestly. But also, so back to the theory of sentience on plasmoids. They're saying that we're having an uptick in plasmoids and other alien activity because of the threat of Nagasaki. But Nagasaki about 1,000 times over because of so many people have radioactive material and IUDs and the like. And the detriment, not only just to ourselves, but literally to the universe, of getting into a conflict that uses a lot of those on this planet, was that we would increase the amount of radiation being put out into the universe. Not just, radiation from the sun hitting us, but the radiation that we'd be putting out into the universe would actually be detrimental. And it could be detrimental to other planets, very much so in our own solar system and the Milky Way galaxy, which could throw off things on other planets that we have not even yet encountered. And apparently that could be making other sentient life forms that have space travel very nervous as to what that could mean. Because all I can think is, why would you really care? Well, okay, yeah, I guess, that would, possibly mess with evolution. We would become just a giant ball of not good to go near. But also, if you've already got a wormhole jump point somewhere here, yeah, could that radiation then leak back out? What would that do to other societies that might have to live near that particular jump point? Like, there are ramifications for making this place so wholly inhospitable. But yeah. Oh, really? What'd you come up with? I would love to know. I'm still at the level of, are they paying our rent? Are they here to take over? Are they here to take over? Because honestly, at this point, all we would need is a 4-day workday, 4-day workday, 4 or 5 hours a day, universal basic income and healthcare. Like, just treat us halfway right. Treat us halfway right. We'll do it. I mean, they're not wrong. We've kind of trashed the place in the last couple hundred years, especially. I'm guessing they're kind of like the frogs in the swamp. They're there, and you're like, they're there, but you don't worry about them too much. But when something goes sideways and they show up in different kinds of numbers, you're like, oh, something's off. Something's off. So, sentience in that they actually seem to actually move to avoid or move to engage, which is odd. That and stopping in place, like a hover, tends to be very much a choice. There's not many objects that will just stop and then move and then stop again and then move in a particular path line. So I'm not saying that they're, oh my goodness, they're so much smarter than us, they're the overseers. No, it's much more the, they might be showing up. They might be showing up for a reason. Well, I figure it this way. In this universe, there's so many different things we don't know about. I don't take it as all life or all things that have life showing up here are far beyond us. For all we know, they could be like the seals or the sharks or the remoras of space. Space is just their water or their air. So they move through it. That is their environment. And when they notice something going on, they get curious, they come over and they investigate. So yeah. Right, yeah. I'm like... Well, that and, what was it? Suddenly we got a report back that the drones were looking for radioactive material that apparently disappeared from a train. And it's like, oh, fuck. So, we've had such an increase in radioactive activity, especially since the 40s, that, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Well, I mean, think, several hundred years ago, and I'm talking like 500-600 years ago, we had meadows and pastures and forests that were well-groomed, well taken care of, a thriving, innumerable amount of like tribes and whatnot living here, trading, exploring, interacting. And then the Europeans, not all Europeans, but certain Europeans showed up and devastated this place and really, really changed, not for the better, the environment. So, and the people. And here's the thing with myth, legend, lore, folktale, and the like. It all comes from something. They all come from something. So to me, to think of, like, say, trolls and fae and certain other beings as strictly just being, oh, they're just, a story that was made up, a myth, a fairy tale. I'm like, yeah, but where did it come from? What spurred that tale? Especially for it to be repeated and repeated and repeated and passed along. And sometimes there's more than one tale of the same variety, even though they are thousands of miles apart, hundreds of miles apart, basically lifetimes away from each other, but almost the exact same story told again and again and again. That looks like you're interacting with a particular type of, being on a repeat basis, and that there is a much larger domain, because things like dragons show up everywhere. Things like giants show up everywhere. Vampires of varying degrees and variety show up across the world. So, maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit more truth to it, but the story has been going on for so long that we don't have the actual basis, especially if they decided not to continue interacting with us, which I wouldn't blame them. Because how many stories do we have of and the Fae decided to cross the oceans and go back home, and then they went off and they just gone for, and all we have left are the stories rather than having the actual creature and or being to interact with. Hey, sorry, that was an odd ramble. Good coffee. How are you doing today? How's everybody doing? I feel you. I feel you well on that. Tired. Tired of being inspired. I'm so tired. And before anybody goes, tarot, witchcraft, astral projection, oh, this is all just so far-fetched. Governments since the beginning of time have been interested in the occult and esoteric and have been doing a lot to try and get a better understanding on how that works and how that is. Yes, I am doing readings, so if you want to, it is $5 per card. Feel free to have at Blinks and Lio and get that all nice and set up and ready to go, as it were. And the moment that comes through, and I can do a live read for you, my dear. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think there's a theory that we are made of energy. Just overall, everything is made of energy. And energy can never be truly destroyed. It can be dissipated, but it has to go somewhere. Couple with that, things like fractal, planar, dimensional theories means that there are beings or ways, almost like universes. Some of them think that it's all like layers, almost like we're all like laminated together kind of thing. And depending on what layer you're on, it's a slightly different reality, but very, similar. Some of it, it's more like fractures in a crystal. So they're thinking, oh, well, as the universe kind of changes, you get different fractures and whatnot. So if energy never truly is destroyed, but it does exist on a different or a slightly interdimensional planar experience, then that knowledge that people who know how to channel or who can channel are getting, they are basically able to see, with a little help of an extra sensitivity to energy, basically, they are able to see the myriad of possibilities in nearby dimensions or nearby realities. And then you're just navigating those cracks or those planes from there. So there's a lot of theory and conjecture, and as we get more and more knowledge with quantum physics, quantum sciences and whatnot, we're actually discovering a lot more, and it's kind of wild. At times a little overwhelming, but definitely kind of wild, because a lot of what they're starting to be able to test and explain with quantum science looks like magic. And as I've always said, magic is just science unexplained, And unexplained science is always going to look like magic. So yeah. Well, and I mean, even within atoms, I don't think we've even gotten down to the base level of that, because even within atoms, you have electrons, you have neutrons, protons, electrons, but then you also have quarks. You have subatomic particles. So, like, yeah, like the more we learn, the more we deconstruct. Ooh, so much fun. What do I do for a living? So I'm freelance. I've held a lot of jobs over my lifetime, but I do a lot of freelance work. I do tarot card readings, artwork. I'm also in the spicy industry. I'm very, very small, very, very new over there, working my way up, as it were. But yeah, I do a lot of different things, and I do my damnedest. But I'm also been looking for full-time 9-to-5 kind of work, so I can be productive. Thank you, Maka. I'm sorry that you're feeling down. Is the little one just running you ragged? Kind of want to make caramel. Don't know why, but I kind of want to make caramel. Actually, do I have all the crunchy things? All the leaves are brown and the skies are gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm if I wasn't late. Sorry, I'm looking for the... I swear they had a caramel recipe in here. Oh, there it is. Oh, tough. Let's see, butter, sugar, vanilla, salt, cacao, water. Oh. Oh. Well, I might do a toffee then. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I swear I don't sing. I don't sing. I warble. I did, I was in choir for a while growing up. But also just, it's, it's the ADHD. Yeah, I could sing. I could sing a little bit. I don't know why that makes me blushy. I'm like, okay, so sorry. I was looking up a candy recipe because I think I have to go out and grab some water and a few other things tomorrow. So I might grab a few things and maybe make like a caramel sauce or something that I can at least put into my drink, because I'm just like, I need something more. And I don't want to automatically go over into the pumpkin spice kind of thing, but I also do need heavy whipping cream because I like making my own whipped cream toppings and whatnot. So, might grab a little bit of that. Hello everybody, how you doing today? So, my friends and I are quite happy not being, like... We don't buy a lot of gifts. Or I don't buy a lot of gifts. I do, like, a lot of handmade stuff or provide, you know, food at different friends' like parties and whatnot for the festivities. But yeah, for the most part, I have not actually bought Christmas gifts in quite some while, and I haven't like expected Christmas gifts either. Just it's been a rough old time and whatnot. But no, like all of the Christmas Secret Santa stuff that I've been doing for the last couple of years has been $20 maximum and an encouragement for like handmade gifts instead. So yeah. I got an interview, and I'm definitely gonna be putting in more applications. I think I'm gonna put in a few more applications towards stuff that grooves with me even more so. So here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. Sorry, something keeps popping up over here. There we go. Hello, hello. Just thinking if I probably gonna want to update on my coffee. I kind of want to make a caramel sauce anyways. Not really needed to use this pan in a long while, but put that on the power burner. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick, I'm gonna take a quick bio break. I want people to get up, grab a little something to eat, grab a little something to drink, get your stretch in. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'll be right back. We can read more tarot cards. I might try and make an attempt at a caramel sauce, because I don't know when to stop. And then, let's see. Figure out what we can do from there. So, I'll be right back. Hello. No, closer to the end of this month is where I should be in my new place. At least that is what the plan is so far. TikTok Tuesday? What's supposed to happen on a TikTok Tuesday? That's what I want to know. So am I. So am I. Okay, let's make a run at doing a little caramel. We've got a line on a new place, and I got my fingers crossed that it's gonna actually come through. We've also got like plan C loaded on the back burner just in case. So definitely, you know, making a go at that. Okay. How's everybody doing? So much to do, so much to get put together. By Monday I will know if I have a new place. The day for moving out of here is the end of the month, or just about the end of the month, so like the 28th. Hoping that the landlords will just be really, really polite on my way out and just hand me my damn deposit check back, because this place is going to be fucking sparkly. It's going to be so clean. I'm also going to have it well documented as to all of the things going on and whatnot. Then, yeah. At least now that I know more likely than where I'm going to go, it also helps with my job search, because that way I know where my job should be versus going, I'm going to be here, and then, you know, having to move like way over here, like, fuck. Because nothing is worse than getting like a new job and then being an hour and a half drive from it. Never done that before. Never done that before. Okay. Okay, power burner on. That does its thing. Well, I ended up getting an interview with, like something that was like more behavioral tech, but weirdly enough, I am going to keep looking for things that are closer to like the spicy sector, because I honestly find that the most fulfilling for me, which I know is odd to a lot of people, but it is very fulfilling to me. Of course, I say spicy sector, and people think very particular stuff, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm a little odd, I'm a little different. You gotta actually ask questions. No, I took the can out, but I know that I've got it packed somewhere. So the can of emergency split pea soup is coming with me. I just have buried it somewhere already in the stuff that I've packed up, but I'm like, I'm taking the soup with me. I'm taking the damn soup with me. Okay. Fresh vanilla bean. There's a knife. Fairy tales. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm just not wearing one today because today was all day. Got a lot of stuff done, but I'm very, very tired, and I'm just like, not feeling it right now. Oh, come on. I thought this was gonna... But once I get settled into the new place, corsets will definitely be coming back out. And one of the very few purchases that I am planning on making once I get my deposit check back is investing in a professional grade barometer. So corsets will be coming back, and I will be working on making new ones that are actually for sale as well. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna wrestle with this pod for... I don't like this knife. Aw! Thank you! I appreciate that. Honestly, that's what I'm kind of hoping to do for a lot of people, is provide a third space, provide a place not only of education, but of a place where you can just kind of decompress, relax, and whatnot. But yeah, aw. So it looks like we've got a new place lined up, and we're gonna make a good foray at it. And we've also got a plan C loaded at this point in time as well. So. Okay, there we go. So we're doing a little bit of vanilla. Hello, hello. That's not what I thought that was going to taste like. That is not what I thought that was going to taste like. Oh, that's wild. Not in a bad way. Like this, that's just okay. I don't know what I thought that was gonna taste like. Aw, yeah. I mean, if I don't share who I am, if I am only projecting like that uber positive mindset, it can become toxic, and people need to know that you don't always have to be Captain Positivity. Like, I want to be treated like a human being, not just, oh, this really cool famous person, or this really, like, influencer. Oh, I'm like, no, there needs to be substance to me. And if there's not substance to me, then I'm not doing it right. So the place that I am currently, I am paying $1,800 a month, and they are not keeping this place, like, up to code. I've had multiple vermin issues, multiple leak issues, cracks in the walls, just a bunch of stuff that is going like really, really wrong. And then the last straw was finding black mold and getting yelled at for reporting it to the housing authorities, even though they have had a bad track record of not doing anything about stuff until it hits critical mass, even though I'm like letting them know early, hey, shit's going wrong. And they're like, it's not that bad, is it? Like, they kept putting patch on the roof instead of actually getting the roof fixed. And apparently they'd been doing that for years. Years! Like, fuck. I think Yule, I have a Yule rose candle. I think I want to do a little research on like a really good Yule ritual to do. I'm probably going to check to see if my local metaphysical store is going to be doing like a Yule gathering, because I will absolutely go to that. Absolutely do that. Honestly, ooh, I should probably check on that tomorrow. Because, yeah, love to do something like that. But yes, let's see, solstice. I haven't done anything for solstice in a good long while. Head twitch, so I don't tend to lend myself to other witches or covens very readily, and a lot of times at solstice you need a group. But again, I will check with my local metaphysical store and see if they're doing anything like that, and I will show up to that. I will definitely show up to that. I think also once I get moved, I really want to up my exploration of self as it comes to being a witch, because I have not been able to, I haven't felt comfortable doing that until like much more recently. It's just usually because there was always so many people around me and they had very, very particular ideals. So I'm like, we're gonna keep this to myself because I don't feel like dealing with bullshit. So goes through. Actually, let's on a flame. That flame's just a little too strong. Hello, hello. So yeah, we shall see how this goes. I feel like I'm getting some decent momentum in the right directions and in the right ways, so. Yes, I'm a witch. Yes, I am a witch. And I was raised evangelical Christian. I was raised evangelical Christian for about the first roughly 20 years of my life. Never felt a good connection with it. Saw way too much hypocrisy. Saw that a lot of the church elders weren't doing what, you know, their own book was telling them to do, and they're like, they weren't fucking doing it. So definitely stepped away from them. Walked into a metaphysical store when I was about 18, 19-ish, and it felt like a breath of fresh air. And that's how I knew, oh, I think I'm supposed to be here. So yeah, started that particular journey a little over 25 years ago, but had to keep a lot of myself incredibly private for a very, very long time because my parents, not great people, and the community that I was surrounded by was a little dicey, it felt at times. So I very much kept to myself on quite a few aspects of my own particular identities. Oh yeah, Deep South, you gotta be careful too. Like, Deep South is no joke. See, I think I need a bit more butter. Me? Oh, I'm half black, half white, so 1000% American. Southern Californian at that. Now, sometimes you will hear me and I have something that's more akin to an English accent, and it's actually American colonial, and that's Inna3, which is my vampire character. Do I have any say? But I actually cut ties with all of my family. They were not the people for me, and I felt nothing. They were also very much not good people to me growing up, so kind of facilitated that, but yeah. Oh dang, yeah. It is definitely liberating when you go, you don't need to be in my life anymore and I don't need to be in yours. So the difficult step is that first step of just telling them, hey, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with this family. I'm done with your opinions of me. I'm done with you trying to dictate anything at me. Like, I am done with the way you are treating me. I'm going to be blocking all of your numbers unless somebody passes away and you need me to do paperwork. Don't contact me. No, for the most part, they have respected it. There was like one attempt to contact me, and that was by my sibling. And it was just the, hey, we've got some updates, some news. Maybe we can, do something as a family to repair the damage. I'm like, okay, we can try. Nope, that did not work, and that resulted in cutting out even more people, so it is what it is. It is what it fucking is. And honestly, I felt nothing but relief. What? Oh, okay, so it's... Sorry, keeping a little eye on that, making sure it doesn't hopefully scorch. See, it happens. It honestly happens. I knew for a long while that I was gonna need to do something because I felt nothing for that family for a really, really long time. Yes, so on the back burner, we've got the Cuban percolator. On the front, I'm working on like a caramel sauce. Right? And for me, it was all about control. They desperately wanted and needed control over me and who I was, and I was suffocating in the worst ways. And the abuse turned very physical, so I was just like, you know what? There's nothing that I need from this family that, not even the threat of an inheritance is worth dealing with them. So, again, if paperwork needs to be, done when they pass, okay, fine. I'll sign off on some paperwork. I'll make sure that they get in the ground. Fine. I'll do that. I will do that one last final thing. And part of it is super selfish on my part, because it's that final nail. It's that closing. It's that ending of, it's the never having to look over my shoulder, never having to worry about them showing up again. Nope, saw you. Made sure you went in and stayed down. Like, I know that sounds mildly ghoulish. I understand that. But, like, the amount of pain that family put me through, the amount of not good shit that happened, and who did it, yeah, no thanks. Sometimes all it takes is that one event, and you're like, and we're done. And we're done. Once that trigger gets pulled. Hello. And we're like, and scene. Yeah, very much that. Like honestly, one of my biggest motivators for getting a 9 to 5 is so that I can pay off any of my family that I might owe anything, just so that they can't go, well, we're keeping in contact with you because. I'm just like, that's what I owed you. Go the fuck away. Like, that's what I want to do. Because I am so done with them. I'm done with a lot of people who didn't treat me right, but like for the longest time, I didn't have quite the right mindset. And it was always the, you just have to give them a chance. You just have to give them a chance. Oh, they're family. They're family. I'm like, they are family who only keep track of me when I'm not doing what they want. They are family that only interact with me when they need a power trip. So, yeah. So, I grew up in a lot of ways very, very sheltered. They dictated everywhere I went. They dictated how much schooling I was supposed to have. They drove me away from doing art because they did not see they didn't see the value in it. They stood in my way when I wanted to do more artistic endeavors. Anytime I expressed myself, I was highly questioned and accused of being a lesbian, a Satanist. Okay, they weren't wholly wrong on either of those counts, but to level those at, like, children, to constantly keep a track of every last thing that I did, and if I stepped out of line, they took away everything that made me able to function in the world. They would take my phone. They would take the vehicle that I was driving that they would never put my name on. They'd buy it for me, but they would keep their names on it. So if I tried to leave, they'd be able to put out a police report for a stolen vehicle. So, yeah. Oh, so, tarot cards are $5 per card. If you go to the links in bio, you can purchase there. There are several different ways to go about that. Feel free to have that. And the moment I see that come through, we do the read. But yeah, they did a lot of shit, and a lot of it was psychological and emotional, and it happened over decades, and then it also migrated over into being physically abusive as well. And it wasn't just physically abusive when nobody could see it, they did the physical abuse in front of others as well. So it's just like, done. Because the escalation, I have a degree of psychology, and I'm trauma-informed, but the escalation of types of violence plus severity of actual physical violence, both of those were predictors for really bad shit. Really, really, really bad shit. So I'm just like, I'm getting out of here before I'm no longer alive. Trauma-informed. In other words, I went through a shit ton of really fucked up stuff that has given me a very particular view of trauma, and it means that I can actually spot a lot of the signs that people who didn't necessarily go through traumatic events won't see. So the way certain people will act or react to the sound of footsteps, keys, a raised voice, a fast hand movement, if you know what to look for, you can often find other people who are also abused because they react in a very, very particular way. And like a lot of us work on reducing our trigger reaction, but some things are really hard to get away from. Also, being trauma informed means that I've been through shit, and I empathize and sympathize with others who've been through a lot of that trauma, because we both have those not so great reactions to certain things. And yeah. So like somebody who's never been through trauma might not notice when somebody flinches if a hand moves too fast, or that their shoulders will come up and then they will shrink back just a little bit when voices start getting raised. Those who are trauma informed, hell, sometimes you'll even notice when somebody's pulse rate goes up in a stressful situation, because you can see it doing its thing, and you're like, yep, they're stressed out. I'm not the only one. I think we both have the same idea. Let's go. It's little things. Little things can predict big things. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Just a little bit of Caro syrup so that hopefully I'll get crystallization. Okay. So we've got decently little bit of color, but it's not quite that golden color. But notice it freezes pretty quick, doesn't move too much. So it's definitely getting closer to the candy stages. Okay. Oh. Okay. Gonna turn that down. Okay, I think that's where I want it to be. So I'm looking for viscosity for a particular action-reaction. I let that sit because it's going to raise its temperature a little bit more. And now I am looking for a well heat-proofed vessel to put it in. I swear I had... Oh, there it is. Hello, hello. We're doing a little bit of caramel, depending on how you pronounce it. Looking for my parchment paper. Got a decently... No! No! I thought I had more parchment. Shit. Well, I guess that's gonna go on the list of things I need to get tomorrow as well. Oh, right. You're like, yeah, no. It's literally about 2 inches too short. I'm like, are you shitting me? Oh, I know what I want to add. But I'm going to have to bring this up to temp. I needed this anyways. There's that. Turn off the back burner. Coffee achieved. Okay, we're going to try just regular basic. Actually, instead of parchment, since this seems to want to remain liquid, I've got a few clean ball jars. So, softly amber color. I didn't do a milk additive, which would have given me more of like a caramel sauce. We've got something much akin to, well, it's liquid, and it's got a little bit of that taste, and it's vanilla bean infused. So it's not like a true caramel, but it is going to act like an adding agent. Like a vanilla. I know that there's a word I'm looking for, I'm just like, I can't quite think of it. Butterscotch, that's the word I was looking for. It's butterscotch, but without the scotch. Okay. There we go. We'll see how that firms up. Red, I'm like, I know there's a word for what I'm... Butterscotch, because I put butter in it. Although I think I forgot the salt. Yes, tomorrow I will go out and probably grab a few groceries. Hey, how you doing, darlings? Oh yeah, no, you can bypass that on Venmo. That is me. I do check those decently regularly to make sure that they, you know. Hey, I made a little bit of a vanilla butterscotch-ish, sans butterscotch. And we're just letting it do its thing. It's gonna cool down because I wanted to have a slightly different flavor for my coffee. So I added butter and a little bit of actual vanilla bean pod. And I think it was a bourbon vanilla bean, if I'm not mistaken. Hey! I know. I'm hanging in as best I can. The road has been a little bit rocky, but I'm still here. It's about 6:30 for me. Where did I put my... There we are. Right. Honestly, the next couple of weeks will be the deciding factor, you know? And with everything that is like coming out lately, it's almost like they are trying to overwhelm us with all of the information all at once. And I'm just like, a lot of us can multitask. Especially us working class, a lot of us can multitask. We were forced to. Yeah, 2025 is gonna be wild. 2025 is gonna be wild in like a lot of different ways too. Honestly, I think 2025 is also when they are ramping up to try and literally kickstart end times. 'Cause, yeah. Okay, 3-card pull. Yeah, and no, I mean, the fear is a healthy thing. The fear is a healthy thing. If you went in with, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, and then you got blindsided by some of the worst of it, that's when your brain cracks. That's when you become non-functional. And when you have a decent amount of, oh, this shit could go sideways. Okay, we're definitely gonna prepare for this. Like, yeah. If nothing else, if they really truly do what they are screaming at us that they're gonna do, we're gonna find out real quick how far that class consciousness has come. Yeah. I still don't understand how people don't understand that if we literally general strike shutdown for a week, let alone a month, we could own these guys inside of nothing. Right, plan for the worst, hope for the best. Very much that. Very much that. Yeah, definitely get some dry main staples. Say the least. Okay, let me clear my mind, shuffle the cards, get this shit handled. Are you still here, my dear? Are you ready for your read? Hello. 10 of Wands, 4 of Coins, and the Devil. Ten of Wands, 4 of Coins reversed, the Devil. Not as worrying as some might take it, but it definitely is what it is. 10 of Wands is basically the journey of life, all the steps that you take, all of the burdens that you carry, but also all of the experience and the multitude of how do I put this? The multitude of experience, wealth, knowledge that you've been given over all of these years. It can still be a very heavy burden, but you're smart enough to use the wands as ways to step forward, ways to give yourself more support. If it was in reverse, I'd be worried that you're overloading yourself, but right side up, you're plodding along. It's a heavy load. There's a lot going on, but you're plodding along. Just make sure that you keep progressing forward. Don't let things like nostalgia, which is what all these little cards are, don't let things like nostalgia overwhelm you. Nostalgia is a beautiful thing, but it's something that happened in the past. You need to keep progressing forward. And the 4 of Pentacles is kind of like a, I don't want to say miserliness, but like it feels like you've been overspent, overtasked for so long that you're running out of coins. You don't barely have 2 pennies to rub together, as it were. And that's just not it. That's not even on just a financial level. That is like an internal, on a spiritual level, on an emotional level. So you have definitely overspent. You need to learn that sometimes you have to invest a bit in yourself before you invest in others, because the 10 of Wands can go upside down so quick. So quick. And then you have, then you're just tired and you gotta sit down. So, if you're feeling super overwhelmed, overspent, there's nothing wrong in putting the heaviness of the world down for a little bit and investing back in self, because if you just burn yourself to the absolute nth, there's nothing left to save. And then the devil of it, the devil is always in the detail. When you spend on self, when you invest in self, stay away from some of the heavier vices. It's okay to have like a little time for yourself. Put in your effort. Do the things that, you know, make you feel lovely and wonderful. But don't use that as a replacement. You go, you have your, you know, your girls' day or your spa day. Refresh, replenish, but don't hide behind those. When there's work to be done, there's work to be done. Whether that is emotional work, mental work, spiritual work, you still got to do the things, but just make sure you're in a decent headspace for it. But don't, like, if you're gonna go for a spa day, don't be like, I'm gonna have a spa day, and then have a spa day like every day going for, well, you know, it's just a bottle of wine day. Well, it's just a doom scroll and rot day. Like, yeah, like, have that time to refresh, but then get back on your path. Because you've definitely got places to go. You can do it. You can do it. But yeah, if you overdo it, the machine will break down in not good ways. But yeah, you've got this. You've got this. You're welcome. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for getting me over 12K. Dang, y'all are on it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that people have been doing. The likes, the loves, the shares. It all helps push me towards that FYP and hopefully towards a audience or community that likes me, wants me, needs me. Can use this place as a nice third space, as it were. There we go. Spicy readings. Yeah, that would be funny. Although, sorry, brain had that moment of, oh, you know, what if I were to do spicy reads? I mean, I would need to have a dedicated card set for that. I can almost taste it, but I can definitely smell the vanilla. Ooh. Ooh. Actually, let's workshop that. Let's workshop that. What would we consider a New Year's read? And what, because if we're going to go by that, we should probably do probably like angel number type thing. So like, what would be the best coordination? Because I would love, honestly, that would be kind of a fun thing to put together. I'm thinking a 3-card read, kind of where your year was, where you are currently, how your year's gonna head. Or, I mean, during the new year, I do offer a 12-card read, which is basically each month, kind of what are the things to look for. But a New Year's read, oh, that'd be fun to get that set up, especially beforehand. Oh, there we are. There we are. I bet I can bump it up with a bit of salt next time. If ever your coffee is too acidic, you add a small dash of salt. It'll tamp down some of the acidity. For some reason, a 3-card for $11.11 feels like a good New Year's price. New Year's deal. Because like $11.11 is new beginnings, new happenings, new going on in like usually really, really good ways. I should set that up. I should definitely set that up. Somebody DM or poke at me at some point if I don't have that set up very shortly. So I like the idea. I like that idea. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the vanilla bean part of it worked. I think I can get a darker color to that caramel. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look up I'm gonna pay attention to the recipe in there and see what I need to pick up and get. Occasionally I will pull cards for myself. It's usually on special occasions, under mild alteration. Because I am intuitive just to begin with. So if my cards are not like practically yelling at me when I pull for myself, I'm like, oh, but this is all stuff that I already know. And they're like, yeah, of course it's stuff that you already know, but do you listen? Like, sometimes. Maybe. Usually also if I'm pulling for myself, I do pull from my very, very truthful blunt cards, my Shadowscape cards. Some of my long-term followers know exactly what those cards do. They roast you. They roast you for all eternity. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? They will show you all the things. Actually, Eight of Swords, imagined worries, both real and otherwise, but you know, the stress that they add. Six of Cups, nostalgic thoughts, memories, that kind of stuff. And then the Sun. Fresh new growth, new beginnings. Also being in the public eye. Yeah, I mean, this tracks. This definitely tracks. Sorry, I asked the cards. Okay, fine. Give me next 2 weeks. Yep, this tracks. This definitely tracks. I've tried mushroom chocolate. It was weird. It was like being in a paint can shaker. But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. As for like the mushroom coffees, like the drinks, the mushroom coffees, sometimes are okay, and then sometimes my stomach goes, nope, nope, nope. And I can't drink like things like kombucha and certain types of probiotic drinks. They do not work well with my system. My system will let me know very short order whether or not I can have them. Oh, which reminds me, I should be having a bit of yogurt drink. But I will say, I do like the mushroom coffees. They have a wonderful earthiness to them. But they are like unmistakably not coffee. Like unmistakably not coffee. But not necessarily bad. You just have to prep yourself for a very rich, earthy, almost chicory flavor. And chicory tends to get blended with coffee in order to make chicory coffee, usually decaf. Can be quite lovely. But again, if you're not quite ready for it, especially if you're sensitive to rather unctuous or earthen tastes, yeah, it might not be your drink of choice. Hello, hello. So tomorrow I will be taking a mental health day. Thursday I will be back. I will have the cards, of course, with me. Hopefully by next Monday I will have new information onto what everything is going on. But until then, I'm doing all the things, trying to get stuff updated. I am so terrible at marketing myself. I admit this. I truly, truly do. I don't know. I'm terrible at bragging on myself, I guess. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Oh, that's right. I gotta get all of my links updated. 'Cause, yeah. So, darlings, come on in. Ask questions. I know that there's plenty of things rolling around in people's heads, so feel free to have at. That's what we do here in this wonderful third space. We talk about everything and nothing. It can be all manner of banter. But you see, that's the hard part for me, is the taking up space, the being loud enough that I'm heard. And it's much more the, I don't know how to brag about myself because it's so natural and normal to me that I'm like, how do I brag up what I already find to be just an everyday for me? Ooh, occasionally I do use a pendulum. I actually have a rose quartz pendulum and a raven's head. It's a crowned raven's head. It's a metal. It's jewelry. I use those. Currently, those are packed up though real deep. Occasionally, I do use a pendulum. I just channel better through cards. Cards keep me from going off on like really weird tangents. Yeah. Well, the mental health day is mostly to get some stuff downloaded from the live so that I can start posting that. Hopefully getting... Okay. Thought I heard a mouse. Thought I heard a mouse. But yeah, no, getting stuff put up for sale. I think I am going to binge watch the rest of Low-Key. Hopefully get a few things squared away paper-wise. But yeah, just mostly it's the not having to be on schedule and like worried that if I have to take longer to get something done, that stresses me out. Because I like making calendars that I can stick to, and when certain things are going to run over or I'm going to have to be, like babysitting it throughout the day. Also putting out more more applications, because as much as behavioral therapy pays well, I know where I want to be and where I would be more happy. So putting out a few more applications to places that I think would make me more happy. And yeah. Oh dang, hell yeah. Gotta love when you're out on a wander and you find something really cool. One of the creators that I followed for a while, suddenly can't remember their name. They're like, yeah, I just went on a walk today and just something kept kind of wanting to lead me down this odd side street that I don't usually go to, but decided to follow it. And they found these two beautiful spheres. Like a rose quartz sphere, and then the other one was like this almost, it looked like a flower made from calcite, but the surrounding stone of it was much more clear in nature. So it was, they were fantastic finds. These are easily several $100s a piece if you were to go to like a rock show or a metaphysical store, like easily several $100s a piece. And she's, I found them. I'm like, fuck yeah. Oh. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea for like a really cool project to work on, especially for this new year. Putting it out maybe in 2026. I should look into that. I have a lot of good ideas, a lot of little things that I'd love to do and whatnot. But yeah, it's like, I actually like that. Hey, Sonny! That's honestly, that's not a bad idea. I could probably do a couple different types of calendars. I know that I could definitely do a spicy calendar. I could definitely do a spicy calendar. But yeah, also doing maybe doing a calendar of deities. Or just like, hey, you know, on this particular day, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, mark off major days for different pagan religions. So, like, find out the important days for, like, hoodoo and voodoo, for, like, the major pagan holidays. So that way people would know when, like, Mabok is versus when Samhain is versus, you know, Yule, solstice, equinox, all those kind of stuff. But, like, do it for multiple pagan communities. That way, like, if you're Norse pagan and you say you need this particular Thursday because that's a holiday, but somebody else is like, oh yeah, I've got a witchy thing, but it's like on a Saturday. That way you could coordinate your calendars a lot easier, going, oh yeah, I've got an event or a whatever on this day. I've got, you know, a holiday on this day. Okay, cool. Make it easier to coordinate from there. Or even just to give you a way to coordinate with, like, your partner. Because, like, sometimes, you know, witches date other witches and whatnot, and you're not always celebrating the same deity. So being able to be mindful of your partner's deities would also be kind of nice. Right? I figure Norse pagan, hoodoo, voodoo, just all of the major pagan holidays that we know of, I would probably tap a couple of people in here and go, okay, let's name them. Because I am super remiss at doing holidays myself. And then, of course, we could mark off each of the full moons and the new moons, which is a given. Maybe add little astrological, hey, this is, you know, this is, what is it? The, not just the Chinese zodiac, but also the European zodiac, as it were, as well. I would need to figure out all, like, the major things that needed to be included, but I'm not against this, so. It would be interesting if there was like themes that surrounded each of those months and holidays. Maybe I can make artwork that leans a little bit more towards that. That's not a bad idea. That's honestly not a bad idea. Because Inna, while being a very, very old vampire, 40,000 plus years vampire, is a witch as well. That has always been part of the character. So, yeah. Ooh, like maybe like one or two of them could have like little recipes. Like, hey, here's how you make a honey cake, because honey cake is one of the most used, loved, and offered traditional things that you would offer up to like a deity, is like a spice cake or a honey cake. Honey and milk quite often is a big thing as well. Tea loaves, lemon loaves, a little bit of food, a little bit of drink, all that kind of good stuff. Keep poking at me about that, especially over the next couple weeks. I'm gonna need an enrichment of some variety, but yeah, keep poking at me about that. That way I can get it planned out. Who knows? We might be able to do that exact thing. Just gotta think of like what kind of art to do. Would be nice to teach a little bit about certain symbols and emblems, because I know growing up as an evangelical Christian, I stay away from the Fae. I stay away from the Fae. I stay away from the Fae for very good reasons. I don't need any of them showing up. They do not need to make residence in my home, my house, my room, my nothing. I am not signing contracts with them. The Fae, yeah, the Fae are on the level of alien, and their rules are not the same as mortal rules, to say the least. They are rules lawyers. Nope. No. Can I have your name? I can tell you my name. You may not have it. I still want to use it. Thank you. I have not read Fablehaven. I will say a lot of my knowledge of Fae, beyond, your regular run-of-the-mill fairy tales and whatnot, a lot of my better understanding of the fair folk comes from quite a few very good creators that are here on TikTok, including Dust Hollow. And Dust Hollow has does actual research, has some of the very, very old wise sources on, is also a very much a practicing pagan, like the whole thing. But they know so much stuff about Fae, and they've done a ton of TikToks on it, and I'm just like, there's a reason I've always apparently had a healthy fear, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna stay with that. Well, again, rules lawyering, and most Fae don't view humans as equals. Sometimes we're pets, sometimes we are opposition. There's a lot that goes on, but again, I don't fuck with Fae. there are a lot of really lovely, wonderful, natural places that give you that kind of feel. They like their places kept nice. They don't like when we come in and funk shit up. Which is why in like Ireland, Scotland, Wales, there are particular places that are incredibly cultural and very, very ancient, and to disturb them in any variety will get your ass handed to you. Like, it's international incident kind of thing. F-A-Y, F-A-E, the fair folk, fairies, elves, the seelie and unseelie courts, those kind of things. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, just recently there was an incident in 2024 where somebody, I have connection to this place. They took a stone from an ancient burial ground that had not been disturbed in hundreds, if not thousands, of years. And they bragged about it. Here's the thing, when you take stones from those kinds of places, bad shit starts happening to you real quick. But that bad shit can also happen to the people in that area. So they are so fucking serious when they go, don't take the shit. Leave it there. And it started an entire international incident where they're like, send back the stone, you idiot. But they also banned that person from ever stepping foot. I want to say it was Scotland. Banned them from ever stepping foot back in Scotland. They're like, A, sacred site. B, burial ground. C through F? The fuck are you doing? You're not, like, no. It's very well known that no. So, yeah, and Dust Hollow actually threw in and was like, hey, if you want that stone to get back where it's supposed to, there's a very particular way you need to ship it. I will pick up the stone from you and go through all the channels to return that stone back home. All you gotta do is show up. I'm not going to dox you, I'm not going to say anything else about it, but I will make sure that the stone gets back where it's supposed to go. But you need to send that shit back, because right now you're creating an international incident, and you do not want what could cross those waters to try and get that stone back. So, it was a whole ass thing. But yeah, no, don't take stones. I feel a connection to the place. Yeah, you're about to feel a connection with one of the nope horses. If you don't know what a nope horse is, go ahead and look that up. They have a couple of different names. None of them do you actually want to get into a tangle with, because they are wildly powerful. And if you ever want to be able to go near water again, yeah. Ooh. Y'all go digging under a lot of trees. Well, maybe your particular area of resonance is Earth. Well, I mean, figs and fig trees do tend to be significant as it pertains to wealth, prosperity, civilization. Depending on what those stones are, they might have a different message. Were they just raw stone, or were they cut and polished stone? Because the other thing, it could be more cultural even than just Oh, wow, shit, okay. The earth has given. No, it could be somebody actually... Oh, okay. So I was about to say, if they were cut and polished, that would have been like somebody probably put those in the earth for, you know, prosperity reasons, and then put the fig tree on top of that to, like, complete the spell. Seeing as they are raw, I would say look into what types of stones they are, and then kind of go from there. I'm always jealous of people who resonate with rocks. Everybody's like, oh my god, rose quartz, oh my god, citrine, oh my god, look at this jasper and obsidian and da-da-da. I'm like, they're shiny rocks. They're shiny rocks. Hey, how you doing, King? How are you doing? Hello. For me, on the other hand, candles. Oh my god, candles. You set me in front of flame, and you can see what the resonance is like. Right, that part. Like, sometimes I'll have a little bit of a resonance with crystals and rocks and whatnot, but for me, for the most part, they're mostly tools, and they're tools that I don't resonate easily with, so. I resonate with wood better, or shaped metal. So, go figure those. Yeah, for the most part, oils, incenses, candles, I can do all those. Rocks, I'm like, shiny rock is just shiny rock. I don't know what it is, but I don't tend to resonate with them. Certain stones, certain very particular stones, I will resonate. Garnet and sapphire. Deeper, darker the sapphire, the happier I am. The more unctuous and dark the garnet, the happier I am. There's something about those two that I resonate, and I know it feels so Steven Universe with it. I don't, like, diamonds do nothing for me. I resonate decently with pearls. But, like, most of the semi-precious, meh. Most of the esoteric ones, meh. Obsidian or onyx I sometimes have a resonance with, but yeah, for the most part, people hand me shiny rocks and I go, no, these aren't math rocks, these are just shiny rocks. Okay. Right? Raw garnet is just gorgeous. Ooh, moonstone. I have known several people who very much liked moonstone, and moonstone is quite lovely. It reminds me so much of opal, but without being quite so easy to shatter. Like, opal shatters like chalk. Just the one wrong move, one wrong bump, and you can break a stone. It's the reason you can't cut opal into like a faceted stone like you can with like ruby, diamond, what are some of the other ones? Like a gemstone, you can't do that with opal. Opal has to be a rounded cabochon, because all of those lovely fractal plates that you see are actual fractures in stone. So you hit them just wrong, your whole thing crumbles. Ooh, moss agate. Native American sterling. Oh yeah, Native American jewelry, especially from reputable dealers, reputable artisans. Native American jewelry is absolutely gorgeous. Their squash blossom necklaces. The flower blossom necklaces are just, they make me drool. I love looking at that stuff. I don't know if I could ever own pieces of my own, but I could absolutely, like, just drool over them. Honestly, someday I'd like to maybe have somebody make me a custom piece. But again, that's like something that requires a lot of planning, and I want to make sure that I'm paying them a very fair price. She wore her ring while doing dishes? Zuni is also fantastic. Oh my god, yes. I've seen Hawaiian jewelry that incorporated fresh pearls wrapped in like, I want to say it was either silver or like a white gold, but it looked like waves and like a water current wrapping around it, and then, you know, became the ring, and it held it right there, and I'm just like, it was so gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. But yeah, like even the jewelry that has like the patterns that are built in are just they're absolutely glorious. Never wear and never wash an opal ring. Opal, because of those tiny little facets, the soap and the water will get in there, and as it gets in there, it will expand and contract, expand and contract, expand, and it will basically, it'll work the stone apart until it just crumbles. You will lose your opal so quick that way. Yeah. Hawaiian art is so fantastic on so many different levels. It is gorgeous. It is... I love culturally significant artwork from around the world because the art styles speak to so much time and history, and I swear to God, if I ever hear one person call it primitive, I will just Mike Tyson uppercut that shit. It is jewelry making without having usually high heat forges, without having, you know, all of these quote unquote refined tools. To me, it's just, you've learned how to create art with metal and stone and wood, and there's cultural significance to all of it that does not require you to make, you know, refined leaf points and, you know, all this other stuff. You're like, no. When you make this, there is soul in it. There's the difference, is there's soul in it. It's not just a mass market piece. It is a piece that has a part of the artisan's soul in it, and that changes it greatly. Thank you. Well, you know, like, I learned stuff when I'm out and about on my doom scrolls, or when I'm, you know, watching TV, listening to reviews, all that other kind of stuff, and to me, some information, some customs, some things need gatekeeping, others need their nuance shared, and still other things are just like, if it's not in the general knowledge already, it should be, because it could save somebody from, you know, losing a dear loved piece, or, you know, eating the wrong food at the wrong particular time, which can have devastating results. Also, you know, sometimes it's just cautionary information. But again, you know, thank you. Ooh, that's actually really good. Oh, that's good. Hello. And of course, as always, we've got these cards on deck. But yeah. Now, if I could just figure out how to coalesce that into a full-time career. It's the Inna3 hours. Honestly, I've been doing candle magic since the beginning. Candle magic was my main focus. When I went into my first metaphysical store, that was the thing that I gravitated towards. Herbs, incenses, and candles. If you've ever seen me work with candles, you have seen how extended the flame tends to be. A couple of my friends who are also pagan, way back in the day, we used to do a little bit of casting, usually on like equinoxes, solstices, that kind of stuff. And every time I would participate, their candles would be much more active. So yeah, like I've been doing it for a very, very long time. And I want to get even better at doing it. I really want to get even better at doing it, because the more I learn, the more connected I feel to my practices. And honestly, it'd be kind of cool to be able to do like candle blessings for others and whatnot. Because sometimes you just need to sit and meditate with a good candle. Just chill, get your stuff together, just do the thing. Do the thing. Sometimes it's easier when somebody else prepares an item for you. Because I know that, like for me, where I know my shortcomings are, I'll ask somebody else to do the prep work or create the item for me so that I don't fuck it up. So like blessed waters, oils, that kind of stuff, I'll trust others to do it. Or incense, I trust others to do it. For me, that process doesn't quite click. But yeah, like if somebody else does it, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I played with a Ouija board once. Okay, maybe I did a few others after that, but no. I played with a Ouija board when I was 16, had a fucked up experience. Something tried to grab a hold. I was not there for it. No, thank you. I was not happy about that, and I did not touch afterwards for a good long while. For a good long while. But yeah. That would definitely be fun. That would definitely be fun. Right? Right? Like, between flame gazing or even just like being near it, reading a book, kind of decompressing while you've got it going, you can always kind of see what's going on with it. But yeah. Well, I say grabbed. What I mean was possessed. What I mean was shoved inside my brain, and it... I felt incredibly disorientated. Very discombobulated. And yeah, I got like super dizzy and practically passed out, and I'm like, nope! Nope! No! Absolutely! Nope! Nope, 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 nope. No. I was not happy with that. So yeah, I was like, that is not the thing for me. At least not now, because I didn't know that could happen. I don't want that happening again. No thank you. No thank you. Because yeah, if the thing that I had contacted with my friend had been a little bit more malicious, but I honestly think it was trying to freak us the fuck out, which I don't blame it. I don't blame it. We were kind of a couple of dumbass kids. Again, So many fairy tales. There's reasons that you're not supposed to be certain places at night or do certain things in certain places. A lot of those myth and legend exist, and if you are in their territory, yeah. Well, I mean, it could be a little unnerving to tap into something that you haven't readily had access to before. And it's that healthy amount of self-preservation. Because sometimes you can enter that area and it's like, oh, these are friendly, these are fun. Other times, no, that's a whole lot of trouble, and you should definitely be scared of the results. Yeah, houses can get bitchy. Oh, if you go up, oh my goodness, thank you so much. If you go up to the Blinks and Lio here, there should be several different ways to go about it. And it's $5 per card. Let me know when you do. Also, if people would like to go and purchase artwork, that's going to be over on Coffee. If you feel like providing directly, you can also go through Throne. I've got different items set up there for like streaming. Some of it is costuming that will be altered into something that I would wear. Because some of that stuff I'm going, that'll fit for tiny people. I will need to make some alterations because I like staying in. But yes, there are a lot of different ways. But yeah, Blinks and Lio are the first and most clever way to go about it. My friend's house is how I found out that I was headblind. Headblind being you have a gift of sensitivity, but usually by choice, you kind of shut down the parts of yourself that would normally be able to tap into those gifts. A lot of times when you're going through a lot of other stresses, you turn down that more sensitive part of yourself so that you don't pick up on absolutely everything around you. My friend's house was deeply haunted. Had been owned by several other people. Same thing with other houses had sat on that plot for a while. So there were multiple entities there. Especially in a particular side bedroom, which I would sleep over there every now and again. And either people would sit on the foot of the bed, and this has not just happened to me, it happened to other people who'd stayed over their house. Either like a male figure would come and sit at the end of the bed quite often, or sometimes sit on the chest, depending on how froggy he was feeling apparently. Or the clock in the room would be god-awful loud. I'm talking go from a regular tick, 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 motherfucker, tick. You're like, I am trying to sleep. And like, I literally told that room on more than one occasion, apparently, I am trying to sleep. You need to shut up. And just right back to sleep. And next morning, like, my friend's like, so, how was the sleep? I'm like, well, after I told the clock to shut up, it was fine, but, you know, kept me up till at least midnight or so, just being really loud. They're like, that didn't freak you out? I'm like, no, not exactly. What are they gonna do? I mean, honestly, yeah. And they're like, I don't know if this is brave, bold, or ragingly stupid, but you're sensitive, but shit if you weren't combating that, so yeah. I'm like, hey, how you doing, darling? I always find it funny that guys, you know, they're like, yeah, I can face anything. I can face anything. You put them in a house that does not like men, And they'll always be like, oh, I don't know. It's the incense. It's the witchy stuff you're doing. No, that's freaking me out. I'm like, you were already cagey before I lit a candle. The candle is just showing you the representation of what's going on around you. And for once, you're getting a taste, a tiny taste of the shit around you. And of course it freaks you out because you have no control over it. We've already learned that for the most part, we don't have a whole lot of control over it, so Dang. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Countess Bathory. She was an interesting one. Probably one of the most prolific serial unalivers in history. And she used the nobility and royalty and aristocracy classes to get away with a lot of that shit. But unfortunately, because she picked from the nobility, royalty, aristocracy classes for her victims as well, it's like a billionaire taking out other billionaires. That was her problem. If she had only aimed at the peasantry, she might have been able to go on for a much longer time, but she started taking from nobility, royalty, and aristocracy. I mean, part of it, a good part of it is, yeah, she probably had mental illness. Not too many people can, Aw! Thank you! Not too many people can unalive another person and sleep well. Like, for most people, there is a lot of emotion and guilt around that, unless there is something really precipitating that. But for her, that was just another Tuesday. She didn't see people as people. Thank you so much, Hazy. She saw people as means to an end at best. At best. Ooh. Aww. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the fun stuff here. Oh, good lord, some of those are expensive, but fuck, do they look fun. Let's do some roses. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? There was also some conjecture at some point in time that maybe she had porphyria, which is it shows up with like sensitivity to light and certain other stressors, but also a need to eat high protein, high globulin foods, which is like meat and blood, in order to help retain organ and skin health. So if you follow the Blinks in Lao, that should take you to places like Twitch and YouTube. I'm going to also be posting up some other links and whatnot there for my spicy stuff. You have to be a little bit more clever. I would say go to the throne room that has the keys to the kingdom. So yeah. And I'll be going through and making sure that I've got all of the different links up. I have been very remiss at posting on the spicier sites, mostly because I thought I was going to be moving a lot earlier in the month, so I was like, I gotta pack all this stuff away as soon as we get to the new place. Good to go. I can, unpack and be my Inna Bathory self, but I'm like, well, plans got a little thrown off the rails, as it were. Well, I mean, she was also exceedingly vain. And, she noticed that, after getting a little bit of splash on her skin felt so much more toned, so much more youthful, that it shined and had a rosy sheen to it. Well, yeah, because you just splashed yourself in some rosy sheen. That's why, yeah, absolute batshit crazy. So, and so, yeah, like, she very much started her fixation on it. But I also think she had probably some precipitating fascinations with that particular thing. So, yeah, she got away with it for years and years and years and years. That part, because it started out with just like taking a little bit, and then, yeah, just progressed to become taking a lot more. And there is some supposition that the word bath, or the practice of taking a bath, sort of originated around her when it came to Europeans, and that might have had some, how do I put this? Might have had some sway as to why bathing was so fucking unpopular, was because of that association. Oh, yeah. No, like, between her and then you have Vlad Tepes of Wallachia, which is, I believe, modern-day Romania, if I'm not mistaken. Transylvania exists. Vlad the Impaler, aka Vlad Tepes, aka Dracula, exists. Real person in history. And trust me, the shit he pulled was holy. But he also had really, really good reasons to do what he did. And he is seen much more like a folk hero in Transylvania and modern-day Romania. People are still incredibly wary and take all manner of measure against vampirism. But they see Vlad Tepes as being much more of a folk hero, because he kept some pretty nasty people out of his kingdom. But yes. He he impaled, he boiled in oil, he filleted. Like, yeah, he was incredibly cruel. Sometimes to his own people, but mostly to people who did not follow the law or people who tried to invade his kingdom. He made examples, very, very public examples. And yeah, like, he had his enemies terrified for a very good reason. Yep, the impaled forest, usually 200 to 400 people at a time. What can we say? And the funny thing is vampire stories or stories of creatures that drank deep red didn't even start in Europe, but most of our lore kind of seems to sit there, and people don't realize that vampires or life essence drinkers are a worldwide phenomenon. They have them in China, in Japan, in Korea. They have them all over Asia, all over Europe, in a variety of different ways. But also there are very much roots in Africa as well. Now, each class or lineage of vampire has slightly different weaknesses. So, like, what is it? Crosses and running water and garlic, holy water being able to, do the thing, and sunlight. Those are very much a European thing. Other places, all you need is a little strip of paper with, like, a particular prayer or sutra on them and on the forehead, and it neutralizes them. There are certain vampires in China that can only move by hopping. Yeah, and honestly, some of the tales are just cannibals. The hills have eyes, and certain other horror classics were based off of real life people, including a Scottish clan that was deeply inbred. Deeply. But beyond being inbred, they also would capture people along the roadside, and they were what's for dinner. Oh yeah, no, it is. There's honestly a wide and wild history, and an amazing history. Absolutely amazing history behind so many of the things. Yes, they were living in caves. There was I think they found 3 or 4 generations living in those caves. And they had unalived at least. The reports vary greatly, and we'll never quite know, but I think they had bones from at least a couple hundred people. So, yeah. Yup. Just usually passersby, somebody who broke down, somebody who went down the wrong road. Yeah. Yup. I mean, it does sometimes happen that you fall into isolation and shit goes sideways quickly. But then again, Europe, a lot of other places too, but usually in other cultures, if you're consuming someone, they are either a family member, and you're reclaiming the power, it's part of the culture, it's that kind of thing, or you're eating a sworn enemy and taking on their power. But again, it is done from reverence. Europe was one of the places that people were seen as food. It's an ugly history that they often try to cover over, but the instances of cannibalism are pretty damn prolific, and their taste for long pig is the reason we don't know nearly as much about mummies and Egyptian history. Yeah, they ate a lot of people jerky and made it into medicine and paints and a bunch of other stuff, but yeah. This is why socialization is so needed. Yep, they would have actual unwrapping parties. They would take bits and pieces home as trophies, as presents. They would sit and sup. Yeah. I believe it was also an American author that literally created a cookbook on how to prepare enslaved people for consumption. Oh shit, you said the exact same thing too. Well, and here's the thing. I wish that they would go in and do a study of families that were especially prolific at doing that, because I want to know what their brains look like. There's this thing called a prion or a prion, which is basically a misfolded bit of protein. And we see them occur quite often in brains and nervous systems of particular animals, and it's one of the biggest reasons you're not supposed to necessarily eat like the spinal cord, the brain, the nervous system, and the like, because these things, these prions and viruses, can hide in those spaces, and it becomes incredibly detrimental. Things like karuru are known to hide sometimes for years, sometimes for decades, but when they activate, they make your brain into Swiss cheese. I am wondering how many families participated in those practices, and the reason maybe some of their family members were so batshit, so off the rails. I wonder if that was basically a prion disease that they received from what they did. I would love to know if that is why certain families seem to have, I mean, beyond the inbreeding, beyond the marrying of the first husbands and whatnot. I'm wondering if part of why some of them were so out of their minds was because of family participation in the consumption of people. I know that they're unalive. And I'm not saying anybody should ever go out and just find where they got put to rest, but it would be wild to get scans of family members, like lineage-wise family members who are still alive, and see if any of that got passed on. But also it'd be fascinating to, I don't know, find out if there's a couple of them just around somewhere and just do a couple scans, do a little testing. They take BIPOC bones and bodies and other stuff all the time and test it as they see fit. Why not see if there was something that precipitated some of the ugliness? Just saying. That's true too. That is true too. Operation Paperclip. Great example of hidden history that's right in front of your face. We took in so many Yahtzee scientists and officers and whatnot, and now we wonder why we have problems with Yahtzees. It's because we housed them, made them members of society, and they have been able to infect even more sectors over the last 80 years. Right? Queen of tangents. Queen of tangents. Although, but I love it. I love a wandering conversation. They are so much fun. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey! I am hanging in there as best I can. Got some changes probably coming up over the next couple of weeks, but yeah. Gonna do some fun stuff hopefully, and moving into a bold new world, to say the least. Fair enough. It's I think I learned how to tell stories via people like Eddie Izzard and Henry Rollins, where you take a thing and you start talking about it and you just wander off on a tangent, and then somehow you bring it all the way back to where you started, and you're like, how in the, that was brilliant. Yes. I love that kind of shit. Love it. Okay. Definitely. Have a good night, my darling. Hopefully. I will know by Monday whether or not I'm going to plan C or not. But hopefully we have found a place. Fair enough. Right, and it's all about making the ADHD happy. Thank you. I'm gonna take another quick bio break. I'll be right back. Get up, stretch, do the thing. It's coming out like sugar crystals. Interesting. Hello, hello. Not out of that. Stay right there. No. No, much more like a yabby crystals, yeah. So basically I was trying to make like almost like a quick caramel sauce. Apparently I have always had this problem where it always turns back into crystals. I know it's probably something that I'm doing, but it is what it is. But yeah, I did bourbon vanilla bean, a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar, and a touch of caro syrup, just because I needed a little extra flavor to my coffee. And honey is nice, but I needed something more. And I think I could have gotten away with heating that up quite a bit more and letting it just get a little bit more scorch, a little bit more complexity of that bitterness that you can get from like a toffee. But I think I'm gonna grab some stuff tomorrow from the store and see if I can follow a recipe book. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was really damn good as far as cereals go. That was one of my favorite. Cinnabon, as in just a regular ass Cinnabon. Oh, those are like crack. Those are so good. Those are addictive in a whole new freaking way. I adore a good Cinnabon. Oh, the coffee cream. I mean, I have done like pumpkin spice in my coffee before, and it was quite lovely. The majority of pumpkin spice is cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, clove, and ginger, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, right? The center of a Cinnabon is so good. That is like the best thing ever created. I will fist fight a rich man for the middle of a Cinnabon. Really? Never had a... Huh. Ah! Thank you so much! I appreciate. If anybody else needs cards read, we've got a couple of minutes left. I will wait till 20K. But yeah, if you need cards read, just hit up those Blinks and Lio. Have at. Do the thing. I appreciate. If anybody needs artwork, commissions done, feel free to go over to Coffee. If you need other kinds of content created, let me know on the appropriate platforms, please. Thank you. Yeah, I think I could toast it up a little bit more. Yay! You made it around the sun again! That's good shit. Gotta love it when you make it around. Hello! Hello, hello! How do you do? Welcome back. Made it to 25. Fuck yeah. Honestly, some days it's impressive to get to that age. Because you're like, all the shit I've done, I'm amazed I'm here. Yeah. I had a couple of friends who were like, damn, you actually made it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You would have thought with those last couple months. Alright. Happy birthday. Oh. Da, da, da. try reheating that at some point and seeing if I can get that to do the thing. Sorry, getting my incense out, because hey, why not? See, incense. I still can't locate where I put my cones. I thought I had my cones. A little bit of Palo Santo. Yeah, there we're doing good there. And then a little bit of dragon's blood. I need to pick up, I think, lavender cones. A little something for calming. Maybe a couple of candles tomorrow. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so especially during the winter months, find yourself a good citrus tea or something that has extra vitamin C in it. I absolutely adore this. It reminds me a lot of wassail. I could actually drink this on a pretty regular basis, and it's caffeine free. So, like, coffee, I can drink a couple cups a day. Tea, when I get going on tea, I can down like a half a gallon of water a day without a problem. It is the wildest thing. But yeah, I like that. I love going to places like Loose Leaves, which is like a little tea spot, or when they had it, Teavana was always fantastic. Get yourself a nice winter blend of some variety. Toasted winter melon is another fantastic tea flavor. They tend to pair that with a green tea. I say add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sweetness. Oh, it's toasted, it's sweet, it's comforting, and it's a fantastic tea. Chocolate mint is another one that is also quite fantastic. I love the Huntington Beach. They have tea blends that they sell exclusively during this time of the year, and they are fantastic. It's fruit, it's gently floral, like in a warm, comforting, like, holiday way. Hey Ariana, how you doing, darling? Holy crap, and we're at 20K. Don't worry, I'll stick around for at least a few more, because, you know, me. But yeah. Apple and citrus plus spices right about this time of year are usually what most of us are craving in one way or another. I'm hanging in there as best I can. I had an interview today. It gave me some confidence. I'm definitely going to be putting in more applications in some new fields. Thank you. I'm going to be taking a mental health day tomorrow. Don't worry, if you see me on, it's okay. It'll be a low pressure thing. But more than likely, I'm going to take the day to do a bunch of paperwork and shit. But yeah. Yay! I love that. I swear to God, if Pluto can just help us knock out maybe 1% of the population so that we can actually get some shit done, if we could return the means of production back to the people who are actually working in it, that'd be fantastic. Dear universe, in this next year, could we work on destigmatizing spicy workers and the work that they do so that we can actually make forward progress on making those industries much more safe and better, and giving people more options to be able to move in and out of those industries so that they do not have to stay in them if they do not want to. That's all I'm asking. You know, it's nothing big. Yeah. I'm mean, I think I did pretty well. I still have my corporate speak pretty well in there. Yeah, it was what it was. But yeah, I'm like, honestly, this gave me the taste to apply other places, because I'm just like, this will keep me housed and fed, but my soul is gonna need something more. Fuck it, let's do this noise. Hopefully I can keep my ADHD in just enough check that I actually get it done the way I'm wanting to. So, yeah. That part. And honestly, educational purposes. There is so much misunderstanding around SW, spicy work, being a spicy accountant and the like. And there's like, I'm learning about hierarchies. I didn't even know that there was a hierarchy in the first place. I knew that there was definitely some differences between, you know, different types of that work, but I was like, oh, there's like a whole hierarchical structure. There's so much going on, and there's a lot of internal discussions, and I'm like, this is wildly fascinating. Because these are all things that I would have loved to have discussed in open places. But yeah, I didn't know that these discussions were actually already taking place. I'm like, oh. And there's even like, there's books that are being written by people who work in the different industries on different levels, and they're so insightful. It is wild, and it's wonderful. That part. I think so many of us are fed up and tired, and just, we want our damn souls back. We were promised if we did XYZ, we would get our souls back. And it never occurred. Pardon as I switch something up real quick. Sorry, just resetting something real quick. There we go. That part. I mean, it's the same thing for me. Like, that's why I want to be successful in the realms that I have really wanted to work in. Because I want to have more than enough that I can be that person who doesn't need recognition. They just go in and anonymously, hey, that's covered, you're good, go. Just go in and just be able to take care of people. And I don't need my name on anything. I don't need my name on, you know, the piece of paper that says, hey, you now own this building because you, like, donated all this money to a school. No. Fuck that noise. Don't put my goddamn name on anything. Just get people taken care of. Go. That part. There are so many retail jobs. You are forced to ask people, hey, do you want to sign up for a credit card and save 20% today off your entire purchase, including clearance items? I ain't never felt so dirty as having to ask people whether or not they wanted to get a credit card, and your boss hanging your job on you being able to convince people to get a credit card. You know, you're supposed to have 2 new sign-ups per day. And yeah, if you don't get those, they start busting down your hours. They'll start putting you on the slow shifts, which then how are you supposed to actually get those 2 per day when you're now putting me on a known slow shift for like 4 hours, when you keep cutting back the hours. Like, look, sometimes everybody already just has the card. Other times, their credit does not allow for them to get a credit card. Some people already know that their credit isn't great and they don't want to chance a hard inquiry on their credit because that takes your credit down. Or they don't want to see that rejection come back. And the retail, the person behind the damn counter is the one who gets in trouble if we don't try. And it's like, bitch, none of us are getting paid enough money to have, let alone try. I've heard that from a lot of Target employees. Like, fuck, right? It's uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's awful. It's awful. I fucking hate it. That part. Let's give you a pizza party. How about no? How about no? You spending $100 on 20 of us to give us some Little Caesars pizza and a couple of bottles of Shasta? You know, like, not even a Dr. Pepper, just a Masters of Pepper. Like, no, give me $1,000 bonus. Your CEO's getting millions. Give me thousands. Give me thousands. Because I'm the one actually making you money. I'm the one ringing people up. I'm the one loading carts. I'm the one getting things stocked. Like, the fuck? Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've worked so much retail. So much fucking retail. I can never, ever go back. The customers were awful. It's not all of them, but a good amount of them, though, the ones that you can remember, they were bad. They were real bad. But the bosses were so much worse. The bosses were lying pieces of shit. Absolutely so much worse. Right? Tax-free money. And here's the thing. Anytime a big corporation asks if you'd like to donate to, children's with slightly crossed toes, or, hey, would you like to donate for this, that, and the third? Every single penny that you give them, they give to that charity, and then they use that they donated, they get to write that off on their taxes. You just paid to reduce their taxes. And they count on your altruism as a caring member of society. And they know that you would give to your neighbor. And they use that knowledge against you so that they can have a little bit more or a lot of it more in their pockets. Tax fucking free. And trust me, there's been a couple of times that customers have been physically violent. And I am not the one to fuck with when it comes to that. There have definitely been times where I'm like, yeah, nope, I gotta nope. That part. Oh, thank you so much for the Rosa. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, you're 1,000% right, Playful. Well, and they again, not only are they playing on the altruism and the holiday spirit, as it were, they are also banking on people receiving bonuses and therefore having a little extra money on hand. That's what they're banking on. But of course now so many people have been losing their jobs right before the holidays that I think a lot of charities are going to feel the clamp this holiday season, because CEOs are just like, oh, 20% of the workforce gone. And I'm like, the fact that people stopped repeating the phrase work your wage. Does anybody remember work your wage? More now than ever, that should be a rally cry. Because they're not paying us. How many corporations have been putting out ghost job postings? And how many of these corporations are now like trimming the fat, reducing the workforce even more with no jobs? I'm sorry, but what do they expect? And I get that they're using cop cities and building for-profit prisons to handle the spike in homelessness that we're about to see, but I want to know how much further they think they can actually push the civilian populace before something goes really fucking sideways. It's not going to be pretty on either side, honestly. And I honestly don't know how to proceed towards something more pleasant, because they're not going to give up power without a lot of yelling and kicking and screaming. But I mean, I think we all know this. But we're all just kind of sitting there looking at each other going, but I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to have to kick and scream and fight and stomp and all that kind of stuff. Just, But again, welcome to class consciousness. It's one of those hard things to deal with. Well, mostly I'll be getting ready to move. Hopefully. No, actually, I will be. I'll be getting ready to move. I might do a Friendsgiving. I've got to find something sociable to do. Oh, actually, I can poke at a couple of my friends and see if they're still in town around that day. Get together, do some hot chocolate and some fun stuff. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just getting ready to get moved so that I can just go. But if nothing else, maybe I will do a little like a live on that day. Maybe do some fun stuff. I don't know, figure it out from there. Ooh, maybe I will have enough time to start that sewing project that I really, really want to do. It might be a more regular dress rather than a corseted dress, so just saying. Sorry, my brain is rolling about every different direction possible. How's everybody doing? Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait till I can actually get myself a nice professional weight grommeting tool, because there's a lot of sewing and making that needs to happen, and definitely corset wise that needs to happen, so I can't wait to do it. Oh, I can't wait to do it. I have plans. I just need to make them happen. I don't know, part of me is like, yes, I want to have a regular-ish 9 to 5, but the other part of me is, if I was fully content creator freelance, what would that look like? That is the problem for my brain sometimes, is conceptualizing if I was purely a content creator. What would success look like? How many hours would I be working? What would be my niche? And like I'm still formulating that concept, but I don't know. Parts of me understands content creation, and other parts of me are like, but I hate capitalism. It is a paradox. Oh, that had dregs in it. Oh, that had dregs in it. Oh. There's a texture nightmare for you. Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? Got about 10 minutes or so left. I'm probably going to sign off at about 8:30 my time, West Coast. Hopefully I'll be able to get a few things done this evening, put a few things in order, get some stuff listed, maybe even take a run at making an outline for a blog. Lots going on. Sorry, lots going on in my brain. But how's everybody doing? Any other, are there any topics I should do a little research on so when I come back in, on Thursday that we can, like, sit, discuss? Well, I think my blog would probably be partially about, my life, being a witch, being a person who creates and designs and whatnot. And then, like, honestly, probably blog a bit about my life, but also give, like, maybe some of that fun information and whatnot. Ooh, just left the ER. Earring got stuck in your ear. Oh, my goodness gracious. Boy, you gotta love a good Mercury retrograde, right? I am honestly funny. Like, if I ever discuss conspiracy or theories and whatnot, I do those live. When you make them into a blog, you often lose the intone, the flex, the wandering of the thought process. So when you put it down on paper, it comes out looking really questionable. Those moments of, I swear to God, this made sense in my head, being written down. That and to me, it's much more. They're not even theories. I'm just taking good guesses, looking at evidence, seeing how it ties into other stuff. But, like, again, the moment good evidence to the contrary is put in front of me, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes more sense. So Now, could I talk more about witchcraft kind of stuff? Yeah. Honestly, I'd like to, maybe I'll add that in. Do a little wander down. Yeah, what am I doing in my witchcraft journey? Especially since I'd like to actually start developing some recipes, as it were. Really getting a better handle on what I do, putting a little bit more structure in there, even though I absolutely adore chaos. Has there been another episode of Hell of a Boss out, or are we still on 11 episodes? Sorry, I absolutely adore the musical numbers in Hell of a Boss. They, so good. I think that human beings have tied meaning to those stones, and therefore I think it's much more a law of attraction kind of thing, or a law of assumption kind of thing. But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. But you also have to recognize where a stone's power has its limit, and when you need to go and look at science and go, hey science, could you please take a look at this, because this gaping chest wound not closing on its own, so Could you do something about that? Just saying. Oh yes, I would. I would think about doing a live candle ceremony. Yeah. I would love to do that. Honestly, ooh, I'm trying to think of like what would be a good day to plan for. You know, a candle dressing at the very beginning of February would be a good thing. February was used as a month of cleansing, so doing a little nice cleansing candle and maybe attracting good towards would be a group event to set up. Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Maybe I can set up another tier to my subscriptions and add like a live candle event in that. Something like $5-10, something to that effect. That way I can also get all of the needed and necessary items. And then I can have like an almost like a grocery list beforehand, so if people also want to participate on their own end, they'll be able to do as I do. Fair. Very fair. I can definitely do some research. It'll take me probably till the end of this weekend, but I can definitely do some research and maybe get that rolling. Let's see, what am I going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Need to do a little bit of shopping for groceries. Maybe also grab some supplies. I usually like to use a black candle because that's really good for soaking up negativity. You know, banishing, unvexing, uncross. If I can think of it, I will go by my local crafting metaphysical store and see what they recommend. Also, one of my local esoteric stores have been hinting that they've been looking for wholesalers for their oils and incenses and salts. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that means, as in, do I need to buy a larger amount to then parse out, or do I just kind of put in orders for them? I'd love to know. If somebody knows how that goes, I would love to pick your brain about it, please. Because, yeah, if I could help out my local esoteric store keep their doors open, that kind of stuff, fuck yeah. Absolutely. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. I will do a quick poke. It won't be a Yule ceremony because I don't have nearly enough time to plan a full thing for that. And I don't want to do that a disservice. But maybe I can do a New Year as in 2025. Because I've got a little time to get that through, and maybe the day after Christmas. Earlier if I can, but by the day after Christmas, have like a little grocery list of what would be needed. And that way people can have a few days to gather some low-cost items. Like the $1.25 store is your friend, okay? Dollar General, they are your friend. They do tend to carry candles of all different colors and varieties. Sometimes you can even find a lot of your, like, the herbs and spices. I might actually try and do that. Maybe I can put like a low-cost spell together. Because yeah, not everything needs to be expensive in order for you to get good results from it. Anybody who says that you have to spend every last penny till it hurts, A, they ain't never been poor, and B, no you don't. No you don't. Alright, you've definitely given me something to think about. I like it. Okay, so I'm about to head off. Hopefully get some stuff done tonight. If anybody needs me or content or whatever, feel free to DM. I don't DM anybody, so if somebody slides into your DMs, no, the fuck they aren't. No. So if you need me, DM me. If you're looking for like artwork commissions, that's going to be in coffee. If you need other kind of content, get me on appropriate places. I will try and answer back as soon as possible. Just make sure that you are approaching very respectfully, because, yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night, y'all.